Greetings and welcome to this edition of
Positronic.
I'm Barry P. Cook, and I'm here to talk about the latest episode of Season 7 of The Flash, entitled Growing Pains. And it sort of starts out with Barry living with his mom at the place he lives with Iris, and she's there cooking. It's not his mom, it's the Speed Force, but it looks like his mom. She's cooking him breakfast and talking, and how is he not freaked out that it looks like his mom? I understand he doesn't love it because he doesn't even call her Nora, he calls her Speed Force. But how is he not freaked out? He's uncomfortable but not freaked out. I would be freaked out because his mom's dead. So anyway, that was strange. Now, we've been dealing in the last couple of episodes with a situation where that lady from the state is after Frost. And so they've had to tell Frost to kind of lay low. So basically Frost is on ice. Did you get that? On ice. But, only until the heat dies down. Anyway, someone's going around killing people and messing stuff up and trying to make it look like Frost has been doing it because they have a grudge against Frost. So the lady from the state notices, hey, it does kind of look like Frost has been busy. I'm like, yeah, that's called a setup because we know Frost isn't doing it. And I think that woman's a jerk. She's determined for it to be Frost, even if it isn't. She's laser focused on this and is sort of ignoring anything that would suggest that it isn't. Where's Cisco? That's a question I found myself asking this episode. Where's Cisco? It's like every week now they're rotating out and rotating in other members of the team. Like Joe and Cisco won't show up, but we'll have Caitlin and Chester. And then Chester and the other lady won't be in it, but we'll have Cisco and Joe back. And I don't know, just why? Leave Joe, leave Cisco, bye-bye to the Chester and the other chick. I don't know why they're not doing that. It's maybe a money thing. I don't know. But during this episode, Barry's powers are glitching. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with Barry's powers? Why are they glitching? When are we going to get to a point where he could be the Flash and be normal? It would be really great. Anyway, Frost, of course, does not want to stay hidden and in lockdown. She wants to be out there solving this situation and finding out who is framing her. So she goes to this one bar where she thinks she's going to get a lead, and she looked hot. So that was awesome. But while she's out doing this, they actually arrest Caitlin because, of course, they think Caitlin is Frost for various reasons, one of which being her DNA was sort of planted or fingerprints or something. And so they think it's Caitlin, so they arrest her. It's just not good. What I want to know about the original Speed Force, but to get back to that, because there's another scene with her, is this the original Speed Force? Is this the one that's artificial? Did they get back in touch with the original Speed Force after inventing the artificial one? Because the original one did embody itself in the shape of Nora. So is that what we're seeing, or has now the artificial Speed Force done the same thing? I'm not clear on what's happening, just as an FYI. But I did notice that whether she's the original Speed Force or the artificial one, Barry's power glitch seems to show up only when she's around. So he figured it out as well, and he was yelling at his mom. This happened because of you. So that was a bummer. But yeah, so his glitch is because she keeps hanging around. So what's going to happen with that? I don't know. Anyway, it turns out the guy that's been going around and making it look like Killer Frost was killing people was the bartender character that Frost ran into earlier when she was trying to get a lead on who might be doing it. It turns out that it was him, and I guess he's pissed off at her or whatever, and so he's been trying to frame her, and he goes by the name Chillblaine, which I guess is a character from the comics but doesn't seem to match up with this character, but they end up dealing with him when finally the Flash actually shows up in this episode in the suit and the whole thing. Oh gee, it's 10 minutes before the end. How nice of you to give us the Flash in the suit. But at this point, Frost realizes she should just turn herself in and deal with the charges against her, plead her case, make her case, and hopefully prove that she didn't kill anybody. And if she has consequences coming to her for the crimes that she did commit. She's better off owning up to them, she decides, than running from them. And Barry and those guys don't want her to do that, but they realize it's probably the right thing. And she even pleads guilty to everything, we find out later, which was wow. So there's going to be a sentencing in the coming weeks. We're going to have to see what that is. The team, of course, is hoping they can get her off easy because she's been helping the city and helping the team. And we're going to have to see how that goes. Barry's glitching resolves by the end of the episode when he sort of makes peace with the fact that the Speed Force looks like his mom, I guess, or whatever. And so that's good. So no more glitching. And I thought overall this was an okay Monster of the Week episode. But I didn't like the fact that the monster was not one for the. It was like the Caitlin show or the Frost show. I like the Frost character. Did it have to be the Frost show? Can we not have more Barry Allen Flash costume running around stuff? That's what I really want to see. So I don't know. It was an okay episode. I thought better than one before. I'll be back next week with a review of the coming episode. Until then, I depart as always saying, peace and long life.